between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game is... and finishing strong.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Green, 39.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And incomplete on the deep ball. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
Here we go. Green,
on 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is White on the screen. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their efficiency.
It was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue Niners. Blue Niners.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Deron Harmon makes the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big close.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. So those are the numbers for Gronk in last week's outing. 5 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Goes underneath here to White, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
This is Coleman. And some room to maneuver. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Tevin Coleman with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way throwing for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I don't think they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
First down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
3-19.
Back to throw. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
Coleman. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there for the Eagles. And even 40 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll toss it to Coleman. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Coleman now. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Touchdown, bro.
Pick up there, and now they've got it first and goal. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
No, Jack, Patriot!
It's Coleman here, and he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Record is 30, not 31.
Quite the half
if he gets 31, then
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They're off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for it. Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use Fortnite.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Them boys playing, boy. I like it when y'all do that.
He stepped in and picked it.
I like it when y'all do that.
Preparation, looking forward to this opportunity. And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded.
I like it when y'all do that.
As well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Coleman. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
He might have another fucking 400-yard game.
First down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining. Here in this
at least 300.
We'll be right
Already
back.
got 200 in the first half. We still got 4 minutes in the first half. Hell yeah, let's go. We need to touch that right here.
Here's Coleman on the toss. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. The corner, Stephon Gilmore on the stop.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. Riley. This is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Equanimeous St. Brown, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands.
Got to rely on him, man.
If he doesn't,
You put him back there, you got to rely on him.
Get worse. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They'll drop the throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. So they took a shot there on
They making plays down there, man. They making plays.
So it looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
guy, what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw on 2nd down. Riley flushed out right. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And that is incomplete. Deron Harmon right there on the coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On fourth down, Riley. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On first and 10, Riley. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. In for the score. And the Eagles continue to roll.
Heard a coach talk about those late in the half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Elliott good on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone.
I wanted to Tasha to take a knee.
This
Let
will
him
be
get up in there. Let him bang it up in there.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
All right, here we go. Blue, landed.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
All right, here we go. Blue, landed. Blue, landed.
Back to throw now on first down. And his throw here is incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Looking to throw. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play, as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Throw left side complete. It's Gordon. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. And his kick here is good.
Damn,
So
I was trying to take a timeout real quick.
Quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
Forget the idea of flipping the field. They have now put themselves in a position to score points with that big-time return.
Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Leopard, Leopard.
They will run again with Coleman. And down to the 36-yard line here. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. To throw on 3rd down. Riley. Going down the middle, and it's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Cover.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height,
gotta get in there without making 30.
Firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Tevin Coleman becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Eagles are pouring it on.
Got to break the record at home, baby.
That rushing touchdown, man. His 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's Josh Gordon as he heads back out there now. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the
what the fuck they talking about?
They relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
How to break the record at home.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
All right, here we go. Boom,
now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll score. Touchdown.
Oh, shit.
Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being
one a week ago. He had one earlier in this game, if I'm not mistaken, or was that Ronald Darby?
You get a pick 6 in a season. It's been a big year. Let alone
they better stop fucking around over there.
Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead.
Let's take a look at that. Darby didn't get in there.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll set up a throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they left little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
He's going to fire this thing deep right, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Let's go! 3-19!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
All right, here we go. Green, 39!
On play action, they'll throw. Looking sideline, incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Gronkowski's got it, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
It's a 39-yard punt, and good coverage means a loss on the return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. And out now come the Eagles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. Gets around him. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Looking to throw on second down. Riley. And boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Looking to throw. Riley. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it across the 50 into New England territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And they'll go ground game here with a tail runner. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll run it on the toss. Dances by him. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
They certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded at the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now let's go. Blue Niners.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Hurry up. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And a dump off to White. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Blue Niners. Blue Niners.
He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot, and he's have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 down, 4 down. Hurry up, here we go. Blue Niners. Blue Niners.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gordon. 7 yards on the quick slant and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Hot.
They're going to look to throw. Caught right side at Snead. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Oh, not able to get it that time. He hit on 6 straight passes.
Oh, you could have picked that off, kid.
Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now back to throw, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete as well.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Oh, yeah,
taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
That could have been a touchdown.
They'll go option on second down, right side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here, really. Talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots. And that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
I know the scouting report on him. He doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On third down, that's Coleman. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Face mask. Come on, man. This nigga ain't fumbled one time the whole season. Clear face mask right there. They did nothing about it.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
He tied the record for touchdowns in the game, but that touchdown was the tiebreaker for rushing touchdowns in the season. So he's over 30 touchdowns, over 3,000 yards.
This will be fielded at the 8.
Probably got about 3,400 yards.
Across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
Maybe 35. I think that was his 31st touchdown.
They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to.
Yeah, I think that was number 31. So I had 27 before, 26 before the game started. He got 5 today.
And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something.
Catch it, motherfucker!
Before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Oh, are you kidding me? Come on, man.
And maybe we can look at
What
that
the
and say,
fuck?
we'll get better as we go forward.
The Eagles will take their third and
Yeah,
final
right.
timeout. And as the two teams talk it over
You're not
on their
catching that,
respective
kid.
sidelines, we take a break.
What the fuck kind of bullshit was that? You don't catch that? Your idea was to swipe that down into the motherfucking receiver's hands. That's some bullshit. Come on, man. Break. You're not catching them on either one, touchdowns or motherfucking. I still have one more game left too.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
Show it. Oh.
Now a desperation throw deep depth.
Really?
He's got it at the 15. And they'll
Okay.
getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. As time has run out.
Ain't nobody catching him, man. Nobody.
A big offensive
Yards, touchdown.
explosion.
I mean, he got 5 today. If you were already behind me, you got to get at least 5 today or next week if you haven't played already. That's a lot.
It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style.
I don't see how it's possible.
So for the Eagles, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10.
Well,
and
Coach.
they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets.
7
That'll
for
do
10,
it for
too. I
us.
don't like that
I'm Brandon Gaudin,
interception, but other than
alongside
that,
Charles
he did good.
Davis. Thanks to our entire
Dude,
crew as
19,
well.
5
We'll talk
touchdowns.
to you
Come
next
on, man. You
time.
got to do
So
a
long,
lot.
everybody.
You're going to have to do a lot to catch him. They're going to have to do a lot out there to get him. I don't see that happening. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go look at the stats right now and see where y'all at. See where we at. Oh yeah, that's a wrap. This nigga going up like every week. Nigga going up like every week. It's too much out there. Too much.
Somebody give me a like the cops. Gossiping more than a in jail I make you cut off the think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be options. If I see them hanging in I'm in a spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm calling no guap. Who gave you the voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie out.
Why they got the Lane Johnson up there as DeMarcus Lawrence? What you gonna do, Jalen Mills? You need to get your man-to-man up. Like yeah, right. What you gonna do, kid? Nah, let me see where McCaffrey is. 'Cause I don't think nobody got a chance of catching this kid, to be honest with you. But we're gonna see. Come on, 3,400 yards, man. 31 touchdowns. No way, man. No way. Let's see, rushing yards in the season. Got that. Come on, man. You need almost 1,000 yards to catch him on that. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. 28. Alright, I mean, you 3 back. And 3 back. Did you play today? Let's see. If you ain't play today, you might have a chance of catching the touchdown record. Oh no, you played. You played, kid. So you have to get at least 3 to tie them, and then 4. Like, and that's if I don't score any next week. I mean, that's a lot, B. That's a lot. We can look at it. That's a lot, though. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. Oh, that's the... Yeah, ain't no way you're going to catch him in yardage. No way. I mean, touchdowns, maybe. I mean, if you score 3, you'll tie what I have, hoping that I don't score any next week. If I score at least 1 next week, I mean, you got to score 4 just to tie. All I have to do is score 1 or 2. Look at the fumbles. Look at the fumbles. The yards, the carries. Come on, man. He got this hands down. It's a wrap. We ain't even the question. I mean, all day. That's what it's gonna be. I don't like that. We got the number 1 D in the league. It's a wrap. This nigga gonna have 3,500 rushing yards, man. If I was playing the computer, I'd make it 4,000 and go ahead and get 500 yards in the motherfucking game. That's what I would, but since I'm playing Super Rise, I know it's not plausible, but hold on, I needed to see how many in a game. Wait, I just had 5. Where's my? Oh, okay. I'm about to say, hold up. Okay. But this right here look a lot better. That look a lot better. Nobody's catching that. Cut it out. Mr. 3000. That's his name from now on. Damn right. Wait, we'll shoot the ones, Hank. Yeah, Lord. this thing here. Come on, young lord, I need you to get in the playoffs. Fuck him, because let's see, Gus is going to get that berth. So Ice Cold is already in the wild card. I'm going to get a berth. You're going to get a berth for one in the NFC South. So the NFC West. Yeah, the Rams is already going to get that berth. So then Super Ice will get the first wild card. Damn, and this nigga will get the last. Fuck. Unless he lose today and tomorrow.
If you know, you know. This thing of ours, oh, this thing of ours. Her fraternity of bringing off. I just happen to be alumni. Too legit, they still looking at me with one eye. The company I keep is not corporate enough.
49ers, if he can win his games. That game against Super Ice is going to determine who gets that. If I get the motherfucking bye week, I'll beat him. That's it. That's it. If I lose to him, then you'll get the bye week.
Layers and ball shorts, coaching from the side of the ball court. If you know, you know. One stop like a Walmart. We got the for the wrong sport. You know, you know. If you know about the port, though it's supposed to be awkward. If you know, you know. That's the reason we for circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know. You ever been hit with the water, then had to wait? Do you walk away? If you know, you know. When we all clicking like Golden State, and you and your team are the motorcade. You know, you know. Being granting wishes like a genie to bad in two-piece bikinis. I've been hiding where you can see me. The skybox is right next to Riri's. Solely responsible for showing rappers how to stand on the front lines when started throwing bands. Where were you when Big brought the Tigers in? Cause I was busy earning stripes like a tiger skin. Layers and ball shorts, coaching from the side of the ball court. If you know, you know. One stop like a Walmart. We got the for the wrong sport. You know, you know. If you know about the port, though it's supposed to be awkward. If you know, you know. That's the reason we for circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.